National Futsal Championships, the 2025 Men's Open Grand Final here at Parkville, Court 1 of the Melbourne Sports Centre. It is the Open Men's Tigers who take on Football Western Australia for the coveted gold prize. My name's Adam Plumby and welcome to Kommunity TV, where all 270 games of this year's rendition of the National Futsal Championships have been live streamed on. Should I keep the yapping? Yeah. So also part of the duty, I guess, where we've got to make sure that levels and all that sort of stuff sounds legit, sounds good. That was the guy we seen before. He's got a good photo of us. Hey, he's funny. He's a good bloke too. They're good people at futsal, and well, Ethan, it'll be a good game today. It will be nothing short in terms of drama. Both sides know each other, considering on day one it was Football Western Australia who had defeated the Open Men's Tigers 4-2. It was a big day out for Tyler Garner, who you could argue has been player of the competition so far. The likes of their goalkeeper in Kirby, Rung Sawang, and we're all sounding good.
We all play the same game. The battlefield may look different, but between those painted lines, the feeling each of us get alongside our tribe. Let the moment sink in, then let it rip. The runs out wide, last-ditch efforts and clean sheets. The tap-in or rocket to the top bins. The eruption of the 12th player that sends shivers down your spine. It's in the way we celebrate, because football is everyone's game. Play football.
After all was said and done throughout the Open Men's National Futsal Championships in 2025, the final is finally upon us here in Parkville. My name is Adam Palombi. Welcome to the Melbourne Sports Centre for the penultimate prize. It's Football Western Australia who take on Football Open Men's Tigers Victoria in what shall be nothing short of fireworks. These sides met on the opening day back on Wednesday, where those in yellow had defeated those in blue 4-2. What will we see on the grand stage? Quite the feeling on court one. Many packing into this beautiful arena to see who takes out the prize of the Open Men's National Futsal Championship. And having looked at last year's competition, it was NSW Thunder who were victorious. They were knocked out by the boys from Western Oz, and well, a lot to be stated about them. They've had such a campaign so far, not dropping a single game throughout their group campaign. They're losing by 4 goals at one stage in their latest group stage matchup, in which they ultimately came back to draw the contest 4 goals apiece. So in terms of their mentality, it is at an all-time high at the moment, considering the form in which Tyler Garner, Luke Ross, and many stalwarts of their team are currently experiencing. You could argue they might just take out the entire competition. As for the Tigers, a hard-earned victory at the expense of their fellow Victorian side, that of the Blues, in yesterday's semi-final, a 2-0 result where it was Cosi Russo in the last 10 seconds, the number 8 in purple boots, in whom scored what was one part of the match winner, making esteemed goalkeeper of Christos Apostolakis. Tyler Garner and Scott Rogan, the respective captains, come to the centre as we have a look at Western Australia's lineup. Rang Sawang is the number 1 goalkeeper. Tyler Garner, Stuart Kerr, Amar Jahel, Charlie Garnham, Ches Houston, Luke Ross, Connor Cruz, Justin Tang, Lachlan Ryan, Christopher Rocci, Alessandre Di Andrade Basto, and Nicholas Kirby as the secondary goalkeeping option. As for the Tigers, a couple of futsal-roos sprinkled into their side. Scott Rogan, their captain, Corey Swool, Marcus Fernandez, Cosi Russo, Harry Robotis, Michael Newen, Elias Parthamos, Arturo Jorge Diaz, Chavara Nepomuceno, all managed by Jimmy Soufis and Gabriel Zeballos. Aaron New, of course, the goalkeeper, with Lachlan Malley.
We all play the same game. The battlefield may look different, but between those painted lines, the feeling each of us get alongside our tribe. Let the moment sink in, then let it rip. The runs out wide, last-ditch efforts and clean sheets. The tap-in or rocket to the top bins. The eruption of the 12th player that sends shivers down your spine. It's in the way we celebrate, because football is everyone's game. Play football.
On court at the moment, it must be disclosed. Only on Kommunity TV you'll find this year's National Futsal Championships, all 270 games. Well, what's left of them, of course, still to be played, but it has been a real staple the last 4 days for what futsal can become across the country. As Cosi Russo, Robotis, Rogan and Newham will start the lineup on court with Aaron New in goal. Garnham, Tang, Ross, Garner and Kirby for Western Australia. "20-minute halves with stoppages has began as the final of the Men's Open National Championships up for grabs. A gold all ready to be taken today. And as Robotis casual in the engine room, and it was a very early warning sign being fired by Charlie Garnham. Ghana wants Tang on the side, and he also has to get in the way. And considering the form cannot be understated in which this Western Australia side have exhibited in this competition so far, scoring heavily, defending well. And although that wasn't his prettiest moment, their number 2 of Tyler Garner has been well and truly the man on fire for them. Hazier looks for Robotis. Luke Ross there to greet him as the ball ricochets out of play. Rogan will fire towards Russo. He started on the opportunity. He could have taken it first time, perhaps. And while he caught it on his foot instead, and that's a real, acknowledgement of his first touch. Inside this opening 30 seconds, both sides already showcasing their intent as Ghana. Luke the Boss Ross. An issue of commentators' curse, perhaps, for the number 7. Scott Rogan will go long for Robotis. Ross will head away. Newen wants Robotis, who can't opt to keep it in. Garner. Tang. Garner for Ross. Tang. Garnham with Rogan out of court. Aaron News, long searching pass for Newen, who's controlled it with his chest. Luke Ross trying to clear. They'll protest a handball. Malcolm Newen leading the protests. And Luke Ross, looking a little bit guilty, you could argue. Clear obstruction, of course. The referees would have deemed it going the way of the arms not being in an unnatural position. Hence, no handball was called. Garner, lateral for Justin Tang. Central for Garnham. Trying to go around Rogan. Nice individual battle that's turning out to be. And it's Rogan who earns the side possession. Ross hasn't caught it well, and Robotis has a chance. Kirby saves. Russo is there. And off the hook, perhaps yet again, RWA. You can hear the home support getting well and truly behind those representing FV and their Tigers side. You thought with the sniper of Cosi Russo lurking at the net of Nicholas Kirby was going to ripple. As Andrade Basto enters court. Central, the number 13. He's come out wide to try to attain possession. It was Tang going the opposite flank for Garnham. Heavy press from FV. And they're enjoying that, the Tigers. And if first goals are anything to go by, when these two sides played on Wednesday, it was Stuart Kerr in whom found the opening goal in which WA would go on to win that contest. You cannot forget that. That's the narrative in this one. As Rogan will wind up to get there. It was Tang ushering, and Rogan will try to lock things in with a side ball, which he ultimately conceded for WA. Tang's gone long for Garnham. Garner was lurking. Robotis cleans things up and retains possession for Fitzroy Tigers. And it's their namesake when they're participating in the Series Futsal Victoria competition. Of course, it's being a state national competition. Representative, that is, and on their namesake only becomes their nickname. Garner. Garnham. Tang. Looking to try penetrate over the top. Aaron New. Going very long. Aaron New. Kirby with a good read. Andrade Bastos for Ghana. Tang. Bastos looking to go long. Robotis backtracking nicely. Colliding with Robotis, who wins on that occasion. And Tang just inadvertently tripping Futsal Ruin captain Scott Rogan. Rogan from the side ball, drills it low, deflecting on its journey. Robotis back heel. Also shot blocked. Well, of course, with the home crowd advantage in which FV will experience as the competition is in Melbourne this season, there's a fair build-up of those representing Perth watching on. And you might hear them each time it goes in favour of those representing WA on court. Kirby. Garnham, lovely touch. Andrade Bastos, deep for Ghana. Measured pass. Rogan setting challenge upon the number 13, who will take the side possession. Connor Cruz on court, the number 8. Ghana wants Garnham. Trying to manufacture something on the spin. Rogan in a phone box. Gets it through Connor Cruz, and now Robotis was on for the pass. Garner opted to slide. It falls back with Scott Rogan. Takes a touch. Pedestrian. Bastos will line up. He created his own angle. It was a 2-on-1 situation for the number 13. And it's not the worst outcome. Aaron New is poised for Russo. Cruz meets it with his head. Well, opening 3.25 minutes haven't been short on entertainment. Still remains goalless, although both sides really having some ample opportunity. More in favour of those in Navy on court. Russo deflection. Dangerous. The ascendancy with the Tigers. They have a corner yet again. What can they prescribe from this opportunity? Newen. Swool on court. Ball poised for the box. Cruz will clear. Swool will exercise you. Who will search long. Cruz will intervene. Lachlan Ryan on court, the number 10. Really enjoy his game, the Perth pivot. And he's currently gone right to Corey Swool. Another individual matchup we'll keep an eye on. Got a strength, of course, with Lachlan Ryan. As the ball comes towards him, he holds it up nicely. That's his play personified. Cruz. Bastos takes a touch off his left. Bastos! You with a routine palm away. Now WA's chance to find something following this corner. Garner with the instruction. as they begin to circle the area like sharks. Garner, it falls for Cruz. Rogan's block will turn to a pass for Newen, who couldn't go around Lachlan Ryan. Really appreciate his physicality and what he provides to the contest. It's not conventional, although it works well, as Swool had all 4 players on him. Rogan will fire. Kirby will save. And go long quickly for Ryan, who was making up some ground down that left flank on court. U for Swool. Russo. Newen, Jimmy Soufis and Gab Zabas, they want movement from their players. Stuart Kerr, no stranger to these competitions, nor this contest in its own right. He's itching to come on as Kevin Lamb for FV makes his debut appearance in this grand final. Swool. Rogan, central attempt of a pass. Brilliant from Rogan. Wasn't even looking at Cosy Russo and found him somehow. Swool. Not around Buster. There's a clearance. A bit messy from WA. Russo. Side netting. Kirby. First Stuart Kerr. Kerr measured for Buster. Deep for Ryan. Around Swool momentarily. But WA have a side ball yet again. They'll look to set up from this. As Tang re-enters the mix. Short ball. Oh, and a prominent opportunity for Stuart Kerr. He met it nicely. Although it dipped. It might have taken a touch on its journey. Another side possession for WA. And in fact, it's a corner. Garner's chip ball towards Kerr. Struck it sweetly, but not accurately. As Buster comes off for Ross. Russo for Rogan. Out of play. Garner. Kerr. Pressure was prominent from Corey Swool, but still resides with WA. Ross. Tang. Ball evades everybody, really. As Ross goes long, Russo heads on. Swool throws a boot at it. And it has been a cagey affair. A real onus on Hooblings first as Kerr, not around Newen. Swool. Russo. Back to Corey Swool. It just evaded him. He was lunging to try keep it. Nearly the opening the Tigers were after. Garner hasn't had a spell yet. Really conducting the game, the number 2. Tang resides with Kerr. Garnham gives Tyler Garner a spell on the bench as you aimlessly long. Tang. Not as far as Kevin Lamb. Newen. Aaron New defensively will go long for Kevin Lamb. He really threw himself at it, but a lot on the pass. And dare I say, it might have inadvertently obstructed a crowd member. Kirby. Newen heads away. Kerr, long searching ball for Ross. Newen takes charge. Nice first touch. And he'll fire towards the back post. Luke Ross. Bastor. Swool, first time pass for Scott Rogan. Rogan and Swool trying to combine. It skids away from Swool, who hasn't given up on it. Kirby. Kerr, lovely touch. Luke Ross. Rogan intervenes and finds Swool. Is there an opportunity here with Swool? Well, Kirby was plunged the opposite direction. Luke Ross got his body in the way. Important, perhaps, that block from their number 7. Tigers corner. Rogan met it. Garnham. Around Newen. Skewer angle he's worked into. As Christian Peluso looks ready to enter the court. Bastor for Luke Ross. It deflects away for a corner. And if there's one man to ask questions for WA, it's their number 7. Bastor's take. Garnham back to Bastor. Side netting. Rogan back to Swool. Combining the futsal ruse. Ross, bit of pressure. Kirby's pedestrian. Corner from nothing, the Tigers. Lapse in concentration. Nearly paying dividends for the side in blue. Rogan's deep side ball. The intention was Peluso, but it was an overzealous idea. Bastor short for Cruz, who goes long and out of play. Parthamos on court. Rogan dispossessed. And Cruz's shot just evades the near post of Aranu. As you looks for Parthamos, and they couldn't find him. Well, you typicalise Parthamos, the number 6, to be the pivot. That's what he's gone to do. His first touch, although, put Rogan under some pressure. You looking to step up. No, New will carry the ball back. Not allowed for that setup to occur. New just took that touch too long and never released. It's allowed for WA to have possession inside their attacking half. As Cruz goes short to Kerr. Bustle will strike. You will save. Both sides with their nervous moments. Real cagey futsal on display. Bustle back to Kerr. Cruz. Swall heads away. Peluso isolated. Rogan for Parthamos. Chip ball from Rogan to Swall. Peluso is opting to go in behind. He's retained possession while now Swall had Peluso. Opts to go around the traffic himself. Bustle, wasteful. And making a note of the time. Just over 8 minutes played in this first half. And these contests, with the ball going out of play, the clock stopping, he might be here for some time as Peluso is set up for him. He got it back to Parthamos. Trying to hold up play. Works Rogan. Swall. Stepping inside Corey Swall. And Kirby had to plunge. And a big save made by the keeper. Corner issued for the Tigers. Peluso nods past Bustle, who clears. Rogan back to you. Swall. Rogan. Peluso. Stepping inside. Dispatching was Peluso. Kirby claims. Will go long nicely. And off the fly was Charlie Garnham, who wanted to test Aranu, but Football Western Australia have issued a timeout. Upon resumption of play, they have a corner. As we close in on the last 10 minutes of this National Futsal Championship Open Men's Final, where the scores remain 0-0. the team talks had, it was WA who issued their timeout. And they look to line up and provide some damage from this corner. They have an opportunity to hit the front. Can they do so here? Garner will find Cruz. Rogan happy to put a foot onto it. Cruz. Garner was short. Earns the corner. Garner's take. Bustel's header. Aaron Hughes ball. Swool. Aussie real so for Rogan. High press from those in yellow. Newen not facing it. Garner. Cruz. Cheap giveaway of possession. Now Rilso will take the side ball. The intention was Swool. And that's a symbol really of... Now you could argue both sides have been trying to overplay it. They're not giving each other much room to work as Aaron New had to come out and be vigilant. It was Garnham on just inside the area. He really caused for concern. Marcus Fernandez, the number 3 for the Tigers, awaiting his appearance. Garner trying to find Buster. Garner's take. Garnham's hit. Peluso's clearance. Cruz for Garner. Bit of a stalemate at the minute, considering both sides haven't really, in the last 2 or 3 minutes, well, it feels like that, but if you're looking at the stop clock, of course, it hasn't happened, but in terms of general play, it has fluctuated, it hasn't really remained alive, and both sides haven't been able to carve out a chance, as Garnham will carve out yet another WA corner. Garner's delivery, Tang went very low, and Aaron New was able to claim, although it didn't look all confident. But it was just enough. Kirby. Garner will meet it with his head. Fernandez will intervene. Tang will find Garner. You can't prevent the corner. Tallying up the corners, RWA. Another chance. Garner trying to rifle the ball in. Second attempt was claimed by Hughes. Gone very short to Rogan. Had to come together with Garner. The Tigers really unable to have any of possession at the moment. It's all been WA. Although Fernandez could go solo here. Fernandez not around Garner. You could not go around Rogan. Of course, the number 3 has that fresh injection of pace in which he can provide. Played until now in this contest. So wind him up and off he goes. Rogan for you. Go long for Robotis. Garner will meet it with his head. Russo, Rogan, Robotis. Back to Rogan. Long for Cozzy Russo. Controls with his chest. We'll find Fernandez. Ball for Robotis. Fernandez gets it back. Corner, the Tigers. Russo tried a lofting ball and it was comfortable for Kirby. Long ball from you. Garner will head away. Deep side possession for Robotis, who poised it up for Russo. Nearly the moment the Tigers were talking about. Rogan, lovely touch. Marco Solis got Rogan. He finds Fernandez. Garner. Incredible intervention from the captain. A player in red-hot form this competition thus far. A very important intervention he had to make, in which he did. Rogan, Russo. A lot of, well, tenacity with it, in which the effort goes up and over the crossbar. Kirby for Garner. He wanted Kerr. Could have almost gone on his own. Now Fernandez has Robotis. He'll go solo instead. Kerr will hold his shirt. And a card will be issued. And Stuart Kerr's not protesting it. It was a tactical decision to make from the number 3, in which he made against his counterpart number. And you almost can't blame Stuart Kerr for just wanting Fernandez's shirt, considering it was Marcus Fernandez for the Tigers who was on a journey. But the danger not exactly averted for WA. A free kick opportunity with real prominence for the Tigers. What can FV conjure up from this? Robotis will leave it for Scott Rogan. He'll shape it. Kirby will save. Swall fires. Kirby punches away. Now Kerr wants Luke Ross. Will find him. And Ross on the angle, nearly trying to find the top right corner. Robotis for Swall, getting a bit confused. Swall holding it up. Had Tangangana there for measure. Fernandez will take the place of Scott Rogan. Kerr combines with Garner. Not around Russo. As on comes Amar Jahel, the number 4. Haven't seen him play yet in this contest. He's been called upon. And was a goal scorer, of course, when these sides met on opening day. Kerr for Ross. 2 other players in which also had found their maiden competition goals against the FV Tigers. Garner's gotten used to this situation. He has a corner once more, the captain. Short for Ross. Block was prominent. Ross again. Now Jahel will fire into the bodies. Fernandez works it for Russo, who finds Corey Swall. He's touch a bit heavy. Oh, Marcus Fernandez. Well, many would have tipped that he'd be the Tigers' most prominent outlet so far, and Well, he's had his moments, the number 3. Bastel for Ghana. Chahel. Robotis intervenes. It could have gone any way. Still resides with WA. Russo heads on for Fernandez, who meets it. He's isolated. His shot went away! And Fernandez finds the opener! And Parkville erupts. Marcus Fernandez for the FV Tigers gives the Victorian side the lead. 13 minutes played in this opening half of the National Futsal Championship finals. And in the grand stage of the men's competition, it's the Tigers who blink first. And just as Fernandez was being mentioned for being that bright spark, like a star, he shines. And he finds that moment in which both sides were vying for. Now Ghana. WA certainly poised for an equaliser. It's been such an even contest until that moment. There might even be a case in point in which would present them as the better team. Ghana's corner once more. Buster will catch it off the fly. The crossbar will rattle. And that would have been some way to mark an equaliser. A near moment of brilliance from Alessandre Diandrade Basto. And Aaron New was well and truly beaten, although the posts weren't, as Basto will try yet again. The deadlock has finally been broken. And it's, well, simply a thing of beauty from the Tigers' number 3. If only there were replays on Kommunity TV, although I'm sure that will be clipped time and time again. Ghana on for Bustle. Chahel can't find the angle. WA will knock on the door, unrelenting, to try get back on level terms. Chahel, deep for Ghana. The two combine. Stuart Kerr, lovely hold-up play from the number 3. Bustle, not beyond Newen. Ghana for Kerr. Rogan reinstated. Chahel wanted Kerr. Swoon out. Rampaging, conceding possession. Fernandez coming together. Now Chahel play will resume, but Fernandez will feel a little bit worse for wear. And while the official has called for the medicos to just investigate Marcus Fernandez, who was certainly involved in the tussle for the ball. Fernandez back up on his feet. Gets an ovation from those in favour of FV, and well, Kevin Lamb will take his spot for now. Ghana will try something here. Ghana at the back post. Rogan very deep, has to go around Garnham, and long for Kevin Lamb, who couldn't seem to keep it in, but it was a great ball. Buster. Jahel. Lamb takes charge. It bounced away from Garner. Kevin Lamb has Newen. Will utilise him. Hits the makeshift wall. Newen for Swall off the turn. Now the Tigers trying to gain some ascendancy. Swall. Oh, it was really intentful, his snapshot on goal. And the reaction time from Kirby was what it should be from all goalkeepers. Corner once more for the Tigers. Rogan fizzed in for Newen. Kirby. Garnham hasn't had involvement in which he did in the group stage matchup back on Wednesday. Can the number 5 for WA come to life? He's a real prominent player for them when he's shining on court. Here he is now. That's better hold-up play from him. Buster. Rogan, 2 against 2 with Swall lurking, and Swall's there to receive it. Buster, the means necessary. And Newen was queuing up at the back post. He might have just clipped Kirby. Strategic and trying to, yet again, just take the wind out of it. Kirby. Garnham, lovely touch. Around Swall. Not around Rogan, still going was Garnham. Now Buster. Cruz. Garner. Buster was lateral. Chip ball for Garnham. It was teasing. Aaron New will throw long to Kevin Lamb. Luke Ross itching to come on. Newen back for Kevin Lamb. Combination play was there, and the finish wasn't too far away. Luke Ross. Garnham, heavy press from Swall. Ross, not lateral for Garner. Ross. Garner long. Garnham and Cruz can't able to, for the meantime, try control the ball. They have a side possession. It's been a very long first half. A lot of stoppages. Closing in on a near 40 minutes of futsal in this Open Men's Final. Ross. Garnham. Got it back from Garner. And Garnham. That's more like it from WA's number 5. And the top right corner was asking for some attention. And Garnham wasn't far away off the turn with his left in finding it. Yu back up on his feet for Newen. Lovely control from the number 5. It'll fall back with Scott Rogan. His idea won't come to fruition. Cruz. Kirby on for Cruz. Garnham. There with Rogan. And well, perhaps the Tigers over here talking to the ground marshal that, and you're hearing that, of course, on your stream. A lot of residue on court considering Melbourne's very, well, tropical-like conditions today. Heavy rain and humidity, and it's made its way onto the court. As Swool takes charge, has Lamb as a reverse option. Swool will go solo, and Newen's follow-up won't find the back of the net. The entire frame of the goal had moved. It was Kirby beaten, and the futsal of Corey Swool wasn't far away from the Tigers' second. Swool having some involvement. Ross getting back. Rogan for Newen. Newen now on the angle. Slide from Cruz. Newen wants Cozzy Russo. Swool holding up things in the traffic. Rogan, nice read. Bouncing ball, now Tang. Has Luke Ross. Also has Rogan in front of him. Ross for Tang. Ross. Cruz. Trying to find angle for the shot. Aaron Yu kept honest. Well, and all sets of players thought that might have been a corner. As Aaron Yu relinquished play, Kirby will have a chat also. I was convinced Aaron Yu had to palm it away. Of course, the official had a more prominent look than I would have from commentary position. Russo. Rogan wants Swool, finds him. Waiting the Calvary was Corey Swool. Twisting, turning, Russo, Newen. Imperative block from Cruz. Trademark FV Tigers move. Rogan for Newen. Russo. Swool off the chest. Tang with a foot in. Russo trying to find angle. Kirby with the save. And so for the last, 4 or 5 minutes, it's been all the Tigers. Rogan's cross. Corey Squall. He met it very accordingly. But it just gone wide as Kirby. Garnham off his head. Wants Bustle. Rogan. Flirting with fire, playing Russo. Trying to delegate the situation. We're FE Tigers. Couldn't seem to move it along. Tang. Rogan steps in front. Rogan. Corey Swall. Turning, firing Swall. Awkward for Kirby. Swall for Newen. Edging closer to a goal on the cusp of half-time that would see FV Tigers 2 to the good. Newen, Russo. Rogan bit heavy. Kerr. Not around Cosy Russo, who has Scott Rogan. It's well done from Kirby, who made sure to know that Scott Rogan knew about it. Jimmy Soufis has called for a timeout. Upon resumption of play, a deep side ball for FV Tigers. They lead by a goal courtesy of Marcus Fernandez, whose day is not over yet. He's back up on his feet and will seek to have more involvement as we cross to a short timeout intermission on commentary. Parthamos on court. The timeout all concluded as Swall. Well, there was a ticket in the raffle, and you might as well try. Nearing the last 90 seconds of this opening half in the National Futsal Championship men's final. Western Australia have not been without their share of balance in this contest, although it resides currently with FV Tigers. Newen and Garner. Buster has the ball roll out of play. Newen for Scott Rogan. Tries to go around Ryan. And Ryan nearly got a sliding challenge from his own teammate. Ball comes in. Swall had met it, although there was bodies in the way. Buster. Russo trying to lock things in. Does well for the meantime, although Western Australia still have possession. Garner. Out of play. Newen, last minute of play. We've entered now. Russo. Rogan. Russo, first time for Swall. It was bouncing. Newen. Russo. Is there late drama in this opening half? Bustle for Tang. Garner gets it back from Tang. The Tigers trying to lock in. Rogan in front of Ryan. Rogan for Russo, who's turning, trying to dispatch. Tang will get in the way. Last 15 seconds. Ryan will run at the traffic. Russo, time ticking down. Can he fire? A mere moment of deja vu. Only with that moment occurring in the second half of yesterday's contest. His match winner against the FV Blues. Rogan, it bounces. Garner will try something ambitious, which we'll see. Half-time called. Court 1 here in Parkville at the Melbourne Sports Centre. The National Futsal Championships men's final is currently led by the FV Tigers. Their one maiden goal, the deadlock breaker, with Marcus Fernandez finding his moment of magic. As we cross to half-time on Kommunity TV, the second half, the championship winning half coming up after this half-time break. halftime festivities have all concluded, and we're up and away in this second half, the championship half, ironically, of the National Futsal Championships in 2025, the men's contest. The second half has kick-started. It's WA chasing the game as those built up in the Melbourne Sports Centre Court 1 arena have all gotten back in their seats and are ready for what's to unfold. Adam Palombi with you on the call. On a personal note, it has been one of the best futsal matches witnessed in my time of commentary. And you feel as if we've only scratched the surface on what we've seen in terms of quality as Swool and Robotis had combined. And Rung Sawang has been called upon as the goalkeeper. Kirby's shift is over, as Rung Sawang will take to court. Ross as Garner goes long for Garnham. You for Swool. Shaky start from Western Australia, and Tyler Garner has kicked the ball out for a FV Tigers corner. Rogan's take. Cosy Russo met it. And Rogan was there to meet the initial question asked. As Russo on defensive duties, Robotis flicks on to Ross, who clears out of play. Rogan wants Swool. Nice hold-up play. Garner and Rogan come together. Intelligence from Scott Rogan. Keeps possession with the Tigers. Side ball. Robotis. Garnham trying to go around the man mountain of Corey Swool. And that's a quick start in this opening minute from the side in front. Russo. His strike hits Garner. Rogan. Garnham in the way. Now Garner. Not as far as Robotis, who wanted Swool. Ross had to be imperative, he was. Tang back for Garner. Garnham. Garner. Rogan dispossesses Garnham. Slide from Ross. Swool back to Aranu. His pass will actually find Robotis, weirdly enough. As if Garner was going to get in the way, he let it roll instead. Very slow out the blocks in this second half, and a little bit wasteful in possession perhaps. Side trailing by a goal. Bustle for Ross. He looks a little bit unimpressed at the moment. Rung Sawang looks long for Garnham. And you could argue this is boding in favour of the Tigers. Aaron Yu. A bit too long. Rung Sawang will claim with confidence. Bustle. Garner. Trying to go around Robotis. Dancing. Still was the captain. Swool out of court. Garner. Kerr takes charge. the captain for Kerr. Rogan, heavy press. Garner had Kerr. Very deep now, WA. And they managed to get out of jail. Ung Sawang for Garner. Garner, very heavy press from the FV Tigers. Cruz for Kerr. Oh, and Kerr with a stumble. And now Robotis can go solo. He's forced out wide. Kerr pulled up lane, and now Russo with the extra number. Bustor can clear, but the whistle will sound. Kerr in some pain. And while it was non-contact, as the man on a yellow card looks a little bit worse for wear at the moment. He's clutching at his ankle. And it's always those with no contact in which prove to be dangerous. As the medic and Corey Sewell will help up Stuart Kerr, who can't seem to put any pressure upon his right foot. What appears to be an ankle roll. A nice ovation from those in the crowd. Kerr can't seem to put any pressure at all on that rolled right ankle. And not only for his sake, but for Western Australia's. I hope it's nothing too serious. See if the medicos can work their magic to get him back out on court. Considering he has been, this campaign, a very important player for WA as they're back with 4 players. Chahal on court. Swole ball rolling. Russo on for Rogan. Now Swole deflecting, generating a corner. Swole's take, aimless. Bustor heads away. Balls remains a little bit more in play in this second half so far, and time's being shaved off the clock. 16:37 left on it as Rogan will craft a corner. Swole back heel for Russo. Bustor the traffic. Swole, Robotis pivoting, trying to turn, turns back into danger now. Garnham wants to stroll. Swole backtracking. Robotis for Rogan. Marja Hell does well. Cruz. Bustor. Blocked. Jahel. Bustor. Cruz. Jahel for Bustor. Garnham. Perhaps more like it from WA. They are the side in need of a goal. And they're really trying at the moment to get some ascendancy with having possession. Garnham. Chahal to Bustle. Cruz. Robotis might have a chance to let fly in the angle. And Rung Suang was plunged at thin air, although the effort had gone across the face of his goal frame. Robotis trying to find that top left corner. Aaron New will go long. Jahel will head away. Swall for Rogan. Russo. Rogan pressing high. RWA. Peluso. Not around Jahel. And it stays with WA. Rogan. Oh, not as far as Garnham. He's isolated the number 5. He's still yet to ignite into this contest, although I'm sure the switch isn't too far away from being flicked. As to be said about WA, you simply, no matter the scoreline, can write them off. As Cruz. You will try to find Peluso. Bustle. Garnham. Cruz. Lovely movement from the number 4, Amar Jahel. Created the move with the initial fake and then interpreted the space, although the pass was a touch bit heavy. And Zara New is just looking to get rid of the what we deem as froth on the court. Whether it's a bit of residue just causing him a little bit of discomfort. As the Grand Marshal gets to work with the mop. And those screeches you're hearing are just the players sort of reminding the ground staff of perhaps what's on court at the moment in those conditions. You for Rogan. Head of the way by Cruz. And Rogan will find Russo. Rogan stepping inside. Peluso got a bit confusing towards him. Rung Suang. Shot for Jahel. Heavy press from Peluso. Rung Suang. Jahel was lurking. Western Australia really trying to go through the middle. They aren't able to do so. And on the flanks, it has been the Tigers being a touch more superior. And now Peluso trying to take out the camera crew. Jahel gets the move moving. Garnham. Dispatching. Our new covering and finding Rogan. Just can't seem to skate away. Rung Suwang. For Tang, Peluso will mitigate the threat of Cruz and the searching ball. Aaron Yu embracing the WA support on that far right side of court one. We've added such atmosphere to it. Nguyen receive the side ball and Tang will get in the way. I'll try again. Swool. Cruz with a foot to delegate the pressure just for now. Rogan. Tang, his eyes are lit up, but the ball had rolled out of play. This grand final just at a bit of a standstill at the moment. Nothing being able to really transpire between both sides. As time's being shaved off the clock as Garner and Rogan come together. Cruz. Confined space, had to clear. Buster for Garner. Tang. Garner for Cruz. Can they flick that switch? A side who have not experienced the blemish all competition. Garner for Buster. Was out of play upon taking the opportunity. As Kevin Lamb will have more involvement in this one. Rogan will try to find him. Garner, deep side ball. Luke Ross was the intended target. Tang will utilise Rung Suwang. Back to the number 9. Garner, lovely touch for Tang. Keeps it in touch. Stepping inside is Tang. Who looked for the top left corner and got over Sarsen trying to find it. Swool turning, Tang back tracking. Corey Swool. Lamb deflects off Garner. Swool will hit it. Rung Suwang will remain unbothered and will find Tang. Buster for Garner. Short passing, the idea now from Western Oz. Ross, Buster. Nice fluent futsal this might be at the moment. Tang keeps it on for Ross, who can let fly. His shot blocked. A bright spark has the number 9 of Western Australia being so far upon court. And Justin Tang is trying to get things moving. He has a laugh with Jimmy Soufis on the touchline. Incisive for Luke Ross, who couldn't keep his feet. Aaron Yu might feel a little bit worse for her after that little scenario. And you can see Aaron Yu just struggled to get back up on his feet. Meanwhile, it's Nguyen from Lem who receives it. Newen doing all the hard work but not having a strike. And Aaron New looks to be a little bit uncomfortable at the moment. And Luke Ross was unlocked in behind. And the big man just couldn't seem to keep his feet. He did get a shot away as he collided with Aaron New. Aaron New's okay. Tyler Garner inspecting also. At the other end, a corner. You can see Lachlan Meliaros just warming up in case of Aaron New not being okay to continue, as New's limping at the minute. Keeping an eye on him. Tang for Garner. He's trying to keep it in, and you can see Aaron New still just testing his left leg. On his unproverbial, try to find Newen long. And the decision you feel has to be made. Aaron New looking towards the bench. Maliaros ready to go if required. We must remember, of course, in F-League competition, he was very important in the Tigers' overall victory back in late November. Garner for Luke Ross. Buster. Thought about going laterally. It will go more centrally to Ross. Garner has Tang. Chip ball to find him. Lamb trying to provide some pressure. Ross with his physicality will find Garner nicely, and Sewell will take charge. WA will protest. That was a foul. Newen will take a heavy touch. There's a lot of residue on court at the moment. That's what many of the players are attesting to, these heavy touches that they're exhibiting at the minute, as Garner gets around Sewell, stings the palms of Aaron New. Perhaps their most prominent chance, WA, in some time, and it was their captain, Tyler Garner, who manufactured it. It's his first through look on goal. Garner for Tang. And it must be stated yet again, Aaron New is looking currently not too fit to be to the task. He'll try to withstand the pressure, of course, it being a grand final, but he's telling Lachlan Meliaros to warm up. Aaron New's involvement might not be for much longer. Rung Suwang. Tang, lovely touch. Kevin Lamb and Rogan there delegating the situation. Aaron New can barely force a clearance. Garner. And just like that, WA have themselves pushed up off the ropes and are square in the ring, fighting once more as Garner wants the back post. Is there a handball off of Rogan? The WA bench going absolutely bananas. And this contest has come simply to life inside its last 9 minutes to go. A major opportunity, in essence, for both sides, but it was WA with the initial one. And they weren't too far away from the equaliser. Fernandez will come on. Robotis will also be the next substitution made. As Garner. Buster. Cruz. Garner will keep it alive. Swall, very deep, the ball is staying alive. And in fact, it'll be a corner. There's a residue on court, just becoming an issue really now. The Mop working overtime. As are WA in trying to conjure up their equaliser. A brief pause around the arena. And the stoppage in play is not exactly what WA required at the moment. Although they are really building and are not out of this one by any means necessary. And the subplot also developing is the health of Aaron New, who will have to withstand this corner. Lachlan Maliaros will not be too far away from entering court. Corner the issue. Cruz for Buster. Here's Garner. Stepping onto his right. Tyler Garner. It deflects out of play for a corner once more. Garnham's attempt. Tyler Garner. As Bustos a lateral option. Garner trying to go around Fernandez. Swool coming across also. Nothing doing, says the official on that far side. Rogan. Heavy touch. Garner comes across. Of course, no stranger to Jimmy Soufas and the Tigers. Fernandez for Scott Rogan. Still haven't seen Epimasino enter the contest. There's Swool. Wrong swing at the near post has the answer. Corner the Tigers. Whipped in across the face. Fernandez had come shorter. But we still haven't seen Javarin Epimasino, the man from Curaçao, with over 50 international appearances for his native country, take to court. A player in whom can be a match winner. Cosy Russo. Bit deep for Rogan. Aaron New for this exact second, looking to be a very attentive OK. But Maliaros has continued his warm-up. Garner. Cruz. Garner not around Swool. Cosy Russo back to goal. Garner takes charge. A captain running at pace. Holds the play up nicely. Rekindles with Cruz. Buster. Garner. Cruz isolated. Back to Garner. Conducting the captain. Cruz. Garner with Russo. Side possession. Garner. Hopeful. And we'll have to rekindle. Garnham. Touch light the pass. Now Fernandez takes a flick. Has it roll away from him. Cruz back to Bustle. On comes Tang. Garner has put in an immense shift. He hits the deck. But that is not the last we've seen of him. Cruz. Tyler Garner has given perhaps all he could, although that's not the last we'll see of him. He's put in a tremendous shift as he's back up on the bench now, but he had to reside on court, lying down, just to take a momentary rest. Bustle for Cruz. Garnham on commentary side. Slips upon taking the shot. Swool will try to find Russo. Will find Russo. And the Tigers will try to find solace in possession. Swool goes central. And bodies are hitting the deck, left, right and centre. Rogan will find Newen. He'll try to find Swool. Tang takes a touch. Garnham, lovely ball for Ross. Luke Ross trying to find Tang. Rogan keeps it in. 3 against 2 in this scenario. Swool for Kosi Russo. Big save by Rong Suwang. They flurried forward in numbers, FV. And Swool, with a very crafty back heel, opened the door for Kosi Russo, whose effort was denied by the keeper. The FV Tigers asking questions inside the last 6 minutes of futsal in this grand final. They have a corner. Ball comes into Rogan. Newen hits it. Ross gets in the way. It flirts with the roof but doesn't hit it. Ross, Tang, Garnham, Bustle for Ross. Russo steps in the way, 2 against 2. Russo for Rogan! Safe by the keeper, and the follow-up not too far away from Newen. Rong Suwang has been under the pump in this second half, and he's withstood every assignment so far. Swool for Russo. Rogan. Luke Ross wants to take charge of the boss. Tang wanted the return for Luke Ross, but he wasn't there to find it. And Tyler Garner has said, enough's enough, I'm back on court. The captain looking to contribute once more. Aaron Yu appearing to be okay, which is some surprise considering he was looking very worse for wear. Garner. Russo. Garner backtracking, heads away for Tang. Inside the last 5 minutes on Kommunity TV, the Open Men's National Futsal Championship Grand Final. Marcus Fernandez for FV, the sole difference maker in terms of scoring, occurring in the late stages of the initial half. They've not seen a goal since. Garner trying to pull out all the stops. Russo for Rogan. Is this the moment? Newen! And that simply could have been 2. Newen, it looks as if he diverted it back for Rogan to ensure of it. But the captain had stopped his run, hence the miscommunicado. The WA sense that this contest, with time slipping away, could be out of their grasp. They've issued a timeout. What will transpire in this last 4 minutes and 27 seconds? We'll have a brief intermission on commentary and zone in on the team talks from both respective sides. 1-0 in favour of FV Tigers as we cross to a short timeout break.
We all play the same game, The battlefield may look different, but between those painted lines, the feeling each of us get alongside our tribe. Let the moment sink in, then let it rip. The runs out wide, last-ditch efforts and clean sheets. The tap-in or rocket to the top bins. The eruption.
The intent is pure from WA. Their backs against the wall. They're now issuing all the stops they can. Fifth man activated. Inside the last 4 minutes and 10 seconds. Buster. Garner with that fly kit on. Luke Ross, the deepest option. The National Futsal Championship Men's Open Final. Nothing short of excitement. And this next 3.5 minutes will be nothing short of drama. As Ross trying to really fashion that opening. Now the side in yellow at the expense of leaving their goals vacant. Buster. Garnham for Garner. Ross thought about it. Buster. Swool in the way. On comes Robotis. Newen also looking like the gas tank is empty. Garnham. Got it back from Luke Ross. Each second valuable. Being shaved off the clock. Nervous anticipation immerses everyone involved in this one, from spectator to player. Buster. Luke Ross. All it takes is that one moment. Can they find it? Garnham. Buster. They can't seem to get beyond this moment. Luke Ross. Garnham. Buster. Tang Central. Luke Ross. Not sure where to go, was the boss. Garnham back to Luke Ross. Garner. How quick the time shaves off the clock when the ball doesn't go out of play. Luke Ross from Buster. Garner hits Tang. Robotis will go for home. A desperate block from Luke Ross. Rung Sawang reinstated as goalkeeper. But in that passage of play, a mere 2 minutes shaved off the clock. It's a different ball game entirely when there's no stoppages. Although the ball hadn't gone out of play, you could see how quickly time had ticked down. Only adding to the drama and nervousness. Each stoppage in play. Swool. Wanted Robotis. Finds Ross instead. Buster will hold things up as Garner reintroduces himself. Last 2 minutes on the clock. Buster. Is there an equaliser? Ross. We've seen in this competition things be left very, very late. It's not over until it's well and truly over on the clock. Buster. Garnham. Luke Ross will let fly. Won't turn a corner. Scott Rogan will hold possession and want Cosi Russo in the corner. Garnham will stroll out of play. Minute 26 on the clock. Buster, very deep. Rogan there pressing. No goalkeeper still for WA. Garnham. Has Luke Ross. Buster for Garnham. Luke Ross trying to thread the needle. Rogan goes for broke. And that would have been icing. That would have finished the contest. It's still up for grabs. We enter our final minute of the National Futsal Championships in the men's final. Nobody's home for WA. Robotis can seal it, in which he does! The FV Tigers, inside the last 50 seconds, are 2 to the good. And well, it's not over until it's over. But the order merely, now not impossible, but rather improbable for Football Western Australia. They have to be perfect from here. They have to convert from literally the next 15 seconds to be even half a chance. As Ghana wanted the back post and Russo was uncertain. Garnham, Bustle, seconds ticking down. Garnham for Ghana. Tang, Ghana. Yu was outstretched. He'll go over the top, Aaron Yu. And it flirted with the roof. Ghana will search long for Bustle. He'll slide with desperation. Aaron Yu will go long. 20 seconds on the clock. Closing in on a famous victory. Last Victorian side to win the Nationals was in 2023 at this very venue. It was FV's representative state team, in which were the winners. But now, as 10 seconds remain on the clock, it's the FV Tigers. Although Ghana might have one last chance. Aaron Yu will resume play by throwing it long. The FV Tigers are your National Futsal Championship winners at 2025 in the Open Men's. The Tigers find the means necessary and have had their date with destiny. They are winners of this year's rendition of the tournament in the men's competition. The Fernandez opener concluded with the chance taken in the second half. Right at the death of the contest. Aaron Yu falls to his feet. The players exchange in pleasantries. Jimmy Sufis and Gab Zabios get the job done yet again. They've done it in F League and now have done it in the nationwide competition. So we draw to a close on our coverage on Kommunity TV. The full-time score here at the Melbourne Sports Centre on Court 1. FV Tigers 2, Western Australia 0.